You know how Murder Drones ended, like, a while ago? Well, these people don't, and decided to continue the series in their own way. I'll go over each of the 5, spoiler-free, more or less, and I'll tell you what you can expect, age ratings, that kind of stuff. And finally, I'll go over how they will change your perception of the original series. Some positively, some maybe negatively. Let's begin. RayFrame Media's Doll series is the first on our list of 5, and is here to set the standard that every other series will manage to break in exponentially more annoying ways. Also, they don't have a publicly available soundtrack, hence why Prom ending is in the background. Exact knowledge is unknown due to this little thing called me not paying money, but here's what we know for certain. We know Doll is a solver who broke free of Cynthia at some point and survived being eaten alive. This is pretty much all we know. The Doll series is unknown on post date, age rating, you know, all the things I just promised I'd give you. I would suggest watching the trailer, and if you like it, subscribe to their channel in the description. As for Lure, we do not know if it's a canonical or an AU series, which I will explain the meaning of later, but for now, just know that we do not know anything lore-wise. Usually I'd say it's obviously not a canonical, because Doll is obviously still alive, but considering how lure breaking the solver is, it could happen. Deadwire Productions' Absolute Solver is a very complex series with dozens upon dozens of trailers to watch, made by Sam. Let me explain everything we currently know. Firstly, it was made by Sam. Second, it has a Discord server. Third, it has Disassembly drones, and the most shocking is fourth, it has murder drones. If you cannot tell, we do not actually know that much. I asked the creator themselves, who told me the series is designed for 13 to 16 and is an action horror. This is technically the same as Murder Drones, though I will point out Ver isn't allowed in the Discord, despite being in the Murder Drones community. I will not explain that topic further for no specific reason. If you want to see the series, which we don't even know if it's a series by the way, I would join the Discord and wait. That's all you can really do. Link in description. Now you may be thinking about how small or unknown these projects have been so far. Well, let's fix that. System Lockdown Studios and animator things The Murder Drones Insecurities is up next. And if you can tell, it's better because it has its own OST. The question is the music good? It's fine. The director, called The Dire Duck, has attempted to make a fan series while also throwing away the main series. I should probably explain that part. Murder Drones Insecurities, or M.D.I, is a series following Dax, a worker drone who wanders the political landscape of the worker defense force in their fight against the cannibals at Copper 9. I should explain the 2 types of fan project. This will make sense later, skip to the time on screen if you don't care. Canonical means to put something in the same lore as the main canon or main series. Imagine I were to write a story about a soldier, and my friend adds a story about the soldier's cousin that is connected to mine. That would be called canonical. An AU series is an alternative universe. Imagine I have a second friend. I mean, we don't have to imagine that, but still. Imagine he makes a story where my soldier character is actually an old. It is so different that my story and my second friend's story cannot make sense as the same universe. The exact rules for this are not fixed, but for our purposes, that's what it means. When you watch a fan series of Murder Drones, you'd expect some of the favorite characters. Uzi, Sin, maybe we even get to see N eat someone alive. Normal worker drone stuff. In an alternative universe or AU, Uzi may be dead, Sin may not be a Führer, and N may not eat worker drones alive. I know, it just absolutely ruins the entire series. And no, this is not a joke, wait until the next one. An important thing to note is how the murder drone's lure works. It's what we call a soft or fluid magic system, since it's mostly unexplained directly from the creators, leading to interpretation differences. This, along with the fact that Glitch could genuinely make Sin spawn puppies out of her eyes and nobody would question it, leads to basically anything being possible. Because of this, when you want to make a project based on it, creators like SystemLock have decided to somewhat ditch the original lure, either to more or less rewrite it or control the lure themselves. I don't 100% know that this is the reason for M.D.I, but it would make sense with the context. M.D.I more or less ditched the entire lure, instead going for a more militarized and political world. This, to be clear, is replacing a world where eating people alive is forgotten within 5 minutes because of a funny joke that has to do with said eating people alive. And no, I will not let this point go. This is more or less an assumption, but it won't spoil the series, and it is somewhat clear based on what all they've said, so I think it should be fine to say. Since this isn't technically a Theorist Explained or SS video, I won't be using any actual theories or anything that might spoil the series, as I said previously. If you want to see me try to spoil the series, this specific series has a video where I analyzed and a video where I theorized on it, so go watch those, and give them a comment since I haven't had a comment in over a month. If you want to watch this series, click the link in the trailer. There's also the channel in the description and the music. SystemLock Studios itself also appears to be trying to put itself in the lure. I will not be mentioning that. M.D.I, Meat Yagster's favorite game. I mean Drones Retribution. M.D.I is a game where you play as a disassembly drone or Uzi mass murdering workers at Copper 9. Now this brings up a good point I should say. First, is this music good? It's fine. Second, I should mention that I've been made very aware of other indie projects, a few of which are on screen. I simply chose these 5 through completely non-biased means, and these will be the main ones I analyze and theorize on. I could add more to the future, depending on demand, but demand is currently 0, so it's probably not happening anytime soon. Third, the game is more or less based on giving people the ability to massacre others with no consequences, so I do not need to explain why that's an issue, I'm hoping. You'd expect me to fault this, but I play Minecraft, so I could care less. It is implied to be clear that there will be more added later, but for now, it's open to play, so I'll be talking about it as it is. To play the game, it's out with a sandbox version right now. I tried to find it for this video, but I couldn't find a link or anything. So, the YouTube channel and the main trailer are in the description. Also, the official Discord server.
They were created to serve. But when the world burned, the echoes of that disaster never truly faded.
WotS, or Whispers of the Solver, is by Galax Productions, and is the final project on our list. Do not question the song, there are a few reasons I chose it. Now, let's see how much I can explain the plot without spoiling the entire series. Meet Ice, which looks like this, and Eddie, a human. They come to Copper 9 and meet some returning characters, for a reason, or maybe multiple reasons. That is not a joke, that is basically everything I can say before we actually begin spoiling stuff. Notice how I didn't even specify what Ice is. On screen is Ice's character sheet, the first ever created. I white out a bit since this is spoiler free, and I want to save that for the 30-minute Theorist video, which may or may not be made. Depends on how good this video does, and what all happens in a Discord server. Whispers of a Solver presumably goes into detail on the events of episode 4, and has a good amount to do with explaining the Solver lore. A funny thing about this series is the fact that the main characters are essentially impossible to talk about without spoiling the entire series, or at least a large part of it, just because of the nature of how this lore works. In fact, there's actually a lot of secrecy, more so than any of the other series, and one of the series hasn't even begun production yet. This is on top of the fact that the trailer manages to be half exposition, yet still tell us absolutely nothing. For a connection between this and the lore itself, this one has the highest chance of screwing with the main lore, just because of the nature of how it is more or less entangled in the main one. If you want to help me break down this lore, join the Discord as I continue to have migraines over every single image that comes out. Links to the Discord, trailer, the official channel, and the Discord server are in the description. Wow, I love Apraxia. If you want to see more in-depth analysis or theorism on M.D.I, which is the biggest of the projects, there are videos on the end card. Again, I'll be analyzing and theorizing on all 5 of these when they come out, so subscribe to see that. Goodbye and God bless.